Chapter 6. The domestication of dromedary camels around 2000 BCE allowed Arabian nomads to control long-distance trade in spices and silk from the Far East. The dromedary, Camelus dromedarius, /dr, m, d, ri /or dash, dri/, is a large even-toed ungulate, of the genus Camelus, with one hump on its back. It is the tallest of the three species of camel. Adult males stand 1.82 m, 5.96.6 feet, at the shoulder, while females are 1.7-1.9 m, 5.66.2 feet, tall. Males typically weigh between 400 and 600 kilograms, 880 and 1,320 pounds, and females weigh between 300 and 540 kilograms, 660 and 1,190 pounds. The species' distinctive features include its long, curved neck, narrow chest, a single hump, compared with two on the Bactrian camel and wild Bactrian camel, and long hairs on the throat, shoulders, and hump. The coat is generally a shade of brown. The hump, 20 cm, 7.9 in, tall or more, is made of fat bound together by fibrous tissue. Dromedaries are mainly active during daylight hours. They form herds of about 20 individuals, which are led by a dominant male. They feed on foliage and desert vegetation. Several adaptations, such as the ability to tolerate losing more than 30% of its total water content, allow it to thrive in its desert habitat. Mating occurs annually and peaks in the rainy season. Females bear a single calf after a gestation of 15 months. The dromedary has not occurred naturally in the wild for nearly 2,000 years. It was probably first domesticated in the Arabian Peninsula about 4,000 years ago, or in Somalia, where there are paintings in Lascaux that depict it from more than 5,000 to 9,000 years ago. In the wild, the dromedary inhabited arid regions, including the Sahara Desert. The domesticated dromedary is generally found in the semi-arid to arid regions of the Old World, mainly in Africa and the Arabian Peninsula, and a significant feral population occurs in Australia. Products of the dromedary, including its meat and milk, support several North Arabian tribes. It is also commonly used for riding and as a beast of burden. The strength and docility of the dromedary make it popular as a domesticated animal. According to Richard Bouliet, they can be used for a wide variety of purposes: riding, transport, plowing, and trading, and as a source of milk, meat, wool, and leather. The main attraction of the dromedary for nomadic desert dwellers is the wide variety of resources they provide, which are crucial for their survival. It is important for several Bedouin pastoralist tribes of northern Arabia, such as the Ruwala, the Rashaida, the Bani Sakr, and the Mutair. Camel urine and camel milk is used for medicinal purposes. Although the role of the camel is diminishing with the advent of technology and modern means of transport, it is still an efficient mode of communication in remote and less developed areas. The dromedary has been used in warfare since the 2nd century BC. It is particularly prized for its capability to outrun horses in the deserts. Records of its use during the time of Alexander the Great indicate that the animal could cover up to 50 miles per day for a week, and they could go for up to a month without water. An account by Aurelian also cited that, in her escape to Euphrates, Zenobia used a dromedary to outrun her pursuers after she was defeated at Palmyra. The dromedary also remains popular for racing, particularly in the Arab world. Riding camels of Arabia, Egypt, and the Sahara are locally known as the Dalal, the Hagin, and the Mehera respectively. Several local breeds are included within these groups. The ideal riding camel is strong, slender, and long-legged with thin, supple skin. The special adaptations of the dromedary's feet allow it to walk with ease on sandy and rough terrain and on cold surfaces. The camels of the Bejas of Sudan and the Hidarab, Bilan, and the Tigray people of Eritrea and the Anafi camel bred in Sudan are common breeds used as riding camels. According to Lees, the dromedary walks with 4 speeds or gaits: walk, jog, fast run, and canter. The first is the typical speed of walking, around 4 km per hour, 2.5 miles per hour. Jog is the most common speed, nearly 812 km/h, 5.07.5 mph, on level ground. He estimated a speed of 1419 km/h, 8.711.8 mph, during a fast run, by observing northern African and Arabian dromedaries. He gave no speed range to describe the canter, but implied it was a type of gallop that, if induced, could exhaust the camel and the rider. Canter could be used only for short periods of time, for example in races. The ideal age to start training dromedaries for riding is 3 years, although they may be stubborn and unruly. At first the camel's head is controlled, and it is later trained to respond to sitting and standing commands, and to allow mounting. At this stage a camel will often try to escape when a trainer tries to mount it. The next stage involves training it to respond to reins. The animal must be given loads gradually and not forced to carry heavy loads before the age of 6. Riding camels should not be struck on their necks, rather they should be struck behind the right leg of the rider. Lees described 2 types of saddles generally used in camel riding, the Arabian marklufa used by single riders and the Indian pakra used when 2 riders mount the same camel. The baggage camel should be robust and heavy. Studies have recommended the camel should have either a small or a large head with a narrow aquiline nose, prominent eyes, and large lips. The neck should be medium to long so the head is held high. The chest should be deep and the hump should be well developed with sufficient space behind it to accommodate the saddle. The hind legs should be heavy, muscular, and sturdy. The dromedary can be trained to carry baggage from the age of 5 years, but must not be given heavy loads before the age of 6. The Hawiyah is a typical baggage saddle from Sudan. The methods of training the baggage camels are similar to those for riding camels. Draft camels are used for several purposes including plowing, processing in oil mills and pulling carts. There is no clear description for the ideal draft camel, though its strength, its ability to survive without water and the flatness of its feet could be indicators. It may be used for plowing in pairs or in groups with buffaloes or bullocks. The draft camel can plow at around 2.5 km per hour, 1.6 miles per hour, and should not be used for more than 6 hours a day, 4 hours in the morning and 2 in the afternoon. The camel is not easily exhausted unless diseased or undernourished, and has remarkable endurance and hardiness. Camel milk is a staple food of nomadic tribes living in deserts. It consists of 11.7% solids, 3% protein, 3.6% fat, 0.8% ash, 4.4% lactose and 0.13% acidity, pH 6.5. The quantities of sodium, potassium, zinc, iron, copper, manganese, niacin, and vitamin C were relatively higher than the amounts in cow milk. However, the levels of thiamine, riboflavin, folacin, vitamin B12, pantothenic acid, vitamin A, lysine, and tryptophan were lower than those in cow milk. The molar percentages of the fatty acids in milk fat were 26.7% for palmitic acid, 25.5% oleic acid, 11.4% myristic acid and 11% palmitoleic acid. Camel milk has higher thermal stability compared with cow milk, but it does not compare favorably with sheep milk. Daily milk yield generally varies from 3.5 to 35 kilograms, 7.7 to 77.2 pounds, and from 1.3% to 7.8% of the body weight. Milk yield varies geographically and depends upon the animal's diet and living conditions. At the peak of lactation, a healthy female would typically provide 9 kilograms, 20 pounds, milk per day. Lees estimated a lactating female would yield 4 to 9 L, 0.88 to 1.98 imp gal, besides the amount ingested by the calf. The Pakistani dromedary, which is considered a better milker and bigger, can yield 9.1 14.1 kg, 20-31 lb, when well fed. Dromedaries in Somalia may be milked between 2 and 4 times a day, while those in Afar, Ethiopia, may be milked up to 7 times a day. The acidity of dromedary milk stored at 30 degrees Celsius, 86 degrees Fahrenheit, increases at a slower rate than that of cow milk. Though the preparation of butter from dromedary milk is difficult, it is produced in small amounts by nomads, optimized at 22.5% fat in the cream. In 2001, the ability of dromedary milk to form curd was studied. Coagulation did not show curd formation, and had a pH of 4.4. It was much different from curd produced from cow milk, and had a fragile, heterogeneous composition probably composed of casein flakes. Nevertheless, cheese and other dairy products can be made from camel milk. A study found bovine calf rennet could be used to coagulate dromedary milk. A special factory has been set up in Nouakchott to pasteurize and make cheese from camel milk. Mystical beliefs surround the use of camel milk in some places. For example, it may be used as an aphrodisiac in Ethiopia. The meat of a 5-year-old dromedary has a typical composition of 76% water, 22% protein, 1% fat, and 1% ash. The carcass, weighing 141,310 kg, 311,683 lb, for a 5-year-old dromedary, is composed of nearly 57% muscle, 26% bone, and 17% fat. A 7 to 8-year-old camel can produce a carcass of 125,400 kg, 276,882 lb. The meat is bright red to a dark brown or maroon, while the fat is white. It has the taste and texture of beef. A study of the meat of Iranian dromedaries showed its high glycogen content, which makes it taste sweet like horse meat. The carcasses of well-fed camels were found to be covered with a thin layer of good quality fat. In a study of the fatty acid composition of raw meat taken from the hind legs of 1 to 3 years old males, 51.5% of the fatty acids were saturated, 29.9% monounsaturated, and 18.6% polyunsaturated. The major fatty acids in the meat were palmitic acid, 26.0%, oleic acid, 18.9%, and linoleic acid, 12.1%. In the hump, palmitic acid was dominant, 34.4%, followed by oleic acid, 28.2%, myristic acid, 10.3%, and stearic acid, 10%. Dromedary slaughter is more difficult than the slaughter of other domestic livestock such as cattle because of the size of the animal and the significant manual work involved. More males than females are slaughtered. Though less affected by mishandling than other livestock, the pre-slaughter handling of the dromedary plays a crucial role in determining the quality of meat obtained. Mishandling can often disfigure the hump. The animal is stunned, seated in a crouching position with the head in a caudal position and slaughtered. The dressing percentage, the percentage of the mass of the animal that forms the carcass, is 55–70%, more than the 45–50% of cattle. Camel meat is often eaten by African camel herders, who use it only during severe food scarcity or for rituals. Camel meat is processed into food items such as burgers, patties, sausages, and shawarma. Dromedaries can be slaughtered between 4 and 10 years of age. As the animal ages, the meat grows tougher and deteriorates in taste and quality. In Somalia and Djibouti culture, the dromedary is a staple food and can be found in many recipes and dishes. A 2005 report issued jointly by the Ministry of Health, Saudi Arabia, and the United States Centers for Disease Control and Prevention details 5 cases of bubonic plague in humans resulting from the ingestion of raw camel liver. 4 of the 5 patients had severe pharyngitis and submandibular lymphadenitis. Yersinia pestis was isolated from the camel's bone marrow, from the gourd, Marians libicus, and from fleas, Xenocilicia p., captured at the camel's corral. Camels in hot climates generally do not develop long coats. Camel hair is light, and has low thermal conductivity and durability, and is thus suitable for manufacturing warm clothes, blankets, tents, and rugs. Hair of highest quality is typically obtained from juvenile or wild camels. In India, camels are clipped usually in spring and around 1.5 kg, 2.2–3.3 lb, hair is produced per clipping. In colder regions, one clipping can yield as much as 5.4 kilograms, 12 pounds. A dromedary can produce 1 kilogram, 2.2 pounds, wool per year, whereas a Bactrian camel has an annual yield of nearly 512 kg, 1126 lb. Dromedaries under the age of 2 years have a fine undercoat that tends to fall off and should be cropped by hand. Little information about camel hides has been collected, but they are usually of inferior quality and are less preferred for manufacturing leather. The Arabian Peninsula, /re, by, n, /Arabic. Shivu el Jazirati el, Arabiya, Arabian Peninsula or Jaziratu el, Arab, Island of the Arabs, also known as Arabia, is a peninsula of Western Asia, situated northeast of Africa on the Arabian Plate. At 3,237,500 square kilometers, 1,250,000 square miles, the Arabian Peninsula is the largest peninsula in the world. Geographically, the Arabian Peninsula includes Kuwait, Oman, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, UAE, and Yemen, as well as the southern portions of Iraq and Jordan. The biggest of these is Saudi Arabia. The Arabian Peninsula formed as a result of the rifting of the Red Sea between 56 and 23 million years ago, and is bordered by the Red Sea to the west and southwest, the Persian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman to the northeast, the Levant and Mesopotamia to the north, and the Arabian Sea and the Indian Ocean to the southeast. The peninsula plays a critical geopolitical role in the Arab world and globally due to its vast reserves of oil and natural gas. Before the modern era, the region was divided into primarily 4 distinct regions: the Central Plateau, Najd or Al-Yamama, South Arabia, Al-Bahrain, Eastern Arabia or Al-Hassa, and the Hejaz, Tehama for the western coast, as described by Ibn al-Faqih. The history of the Arabian Peninsula goes back to the beginnings of human habitation in Arabia up to 130,000 years ago. However, a fossilized Homo sapiens finger bone was found at Al-Wusta in the Nefud Desert, which indicates that the first human migration out of Africa to Arabia might date back to approximately 90,000 years ago. Nevertheless, the stone tools from the Middle Paleolithic age along with fossils of other animals discovered at Tis al-Ghada, in northwestern Saudi Arabia, might imply that hominids migrated through a green Arabia between 300,000 and 500,000 years ago. Acheulean tools found in Safaqa, Riyadh region reveal that hominins lived in the Arabian Peninsula as recently as 188,000 years ago. However, 200,000-year-old stone tools were discovered at Shu'aib al-Ajam in the eastern Al-Qasim province, which would indicate that many prehistoric sites, located along a network of rivers, had once existed in the area. There is evidence that human habitation in the Arabian Peninsula dates back to about 106,000 to 130,000 years ago. The harsh climate historically prevented much settlement in the pre-Islamic Arabian Peninsula, apart from a small number of urban trading settlements, such as Mecca and Medina, located in the Hejaz in the west of the peninsula. Archaeology has revealed the existence of many civilizations in pre-Islamic Arabia, such as the Thamud, especially in South Arabia. South Arabian civilizations include the Sheba, the Himyarite Kingdom, the Kingdom of Azan, the Kingdom of Ma'in and the Sabian Kingdom. Central Arabia was the location of the Kingdom of Kinda in the 4th, 5th, and early 6th centuries AD. Eastern Arabia was home to the Dilmun civilization. The earliest known events in Arabian history are migrations from the peninsula into neighboring areas. The Arabian Peninsula has long been accepted as the original Urimat of the Semitic languages by a majority of scholars. The 7th century saw the rise of Islam as the peninsula's dominant religion. The Islamic prophet Muhammad was born in Mecca in about 570 and first began preaching in the city in 610, but migrated to Medina in 622. From there he and his companions united the tribes of Arabia under the banner of Islam and created a single Arab-Muslim religious polity in the Arabian Peninsula. Muhammad established a new unified polity in the Arabian Peninsula which under the subsequent Rashidun and Umayyad caliphates saw a century of rapid expansion of Arab power well beyond the Arabian Peninsula in the form of a vast Muslim Arab empire with an area of influence that stretched from the northwest Indian subcontinent, across Central Asia, the Middle East, North Africa, southern Italy and the Iberian Peninsula, to the Pyrenees. With Muhammad's death in 632 AD, disagreement broke out over who would succeed him as leader of the Muslim community. Umar ibn al-Khattab, a prominent companion of Muhammad, nominated Abu Bakr, who was Muhammad's intimate friend and collaborator. Others added their support and Abu Bakr was made the first caliph. This choice was disputed by some of Muhammad's companions, who held that Ali ibn Abi Talib, his cousin and son-in-law, had been designated his successor. Abu Bakr's immediate task was to avenge a recent defeat by Byzantine, or Eastern Roman Empire, forces, although he first had to put down a rebellion by Arab tribes in an episode known as the Ridda Wars, or Wars of Apostasy. Following Muhammad's death in 632, Abu Bakr became leader of the Muslims as the first caliph. After putting down a rebellion by the Arab tribes, known as the Ridda Wars, or Wars of Apostasy, Abu Bakr attacked the Byzantine Empire. On his death in 634, he was succeeded by Umar as caliph, followed by Uthman ibn Affan and Ali ibn Abi Talib. The period of these first four caliphs is known as Al-Khulafa ar-Rashidun, the Rashidun or rightly guided caliphate. Under the Rashidun caliphs, and, from 661, their Umayyad successors, the Arabs rapidly expanded the territory under Muslim control outside of Arabia. In a matter of decades, Muslim armies decisively defeated the Byzantine army and destroyed the Persian Empire, conquering huge swathes of territory from the Iberian Peninsula to India. The political focus of the Muslim world then shifted to the newly conquered territories. Nevertheless, Mecca and Medina remained the spiritually most important places in the Muslim world. The Quran requires every able-bodied Muslim who can afford it, as one of the 5 pillars of Islam, to make a pilgrimage, or Hajj, to Mecca during the Islamic month of Dhul al-Hijjah at least once in his or her lifetime. The Masjid al-Haram, the Grand Mosque, in Mecca is the location of the Kaaba, Islam's holiest site, and the Masjid al-Nabawi, the Prophet's Mosque, in Medina is the location of Muhammad's tomb. As a result, from the 7th century, Mecca and Medina became the pilgrimage destinations for large numbers of Muslims from across the Islamic world. Despite its spiritual importance, in political terms Arabia soon became a peripheral region of the Islamic world, in which the most important medieval Islamic states were based at various times in such faraway cities as Damascus, Baghdad, and Cairo. However, from the 10th century, and, in fact, until the 20th century, the Hashemite Sharifs of Mecca maintained a state in the most developed part of the region, the Hejaz. Their domain originally comprised only the holy cities of Mecca and Medina, but in the 13th century it was extended to include the rest of the Hejaz. Although the Sharifs exercised at most times independent authority in the Hejaz, they were usually subject to the suzerainty of one of the major Islamic empires of the time. In the Middle Ages, these included the Abbasids of Baghdad, and the Fatimids, Ayyubids, and Mamluks of Egypt. The Provincial Ottoman Army for Arabia, Arabistan Ardusu, was headquartered in Syria, which included Palestine, the Transjordan region in addition to Lebanon. Mount Lebanon was, however, a semi-autonomous mutasarrifate. It was put in charge of Syria, Cilicia, Iraq, and the remainder of the Arabian Peninsula. The Ottomans never had any control over Central Arabia, also known as the Najd region. The Damascus Protocol of 1914 provides an illustration of the regional relationships. Arabs living in one of the existing districts of the Arabian Peninsula, the Emirate of Hejaz, asked for a British guarantee of independence. Their proposal included all Arab lands south of a line roughly corresponding to the northern frontiers of present-day Syria and Iraq. They envisioned a new Arab state, or confederation of states, adjoining the southern Arabian Peninsula. It would have comprised Cilicia, Iskenderun and Mersin, Iraq with Kuwait, Syria, Mount Lebanon Mutasarrifate, Jordan, and Palestine. In the modern era, the term Bilad al-Yaman came to refer specifically to the southwestern parts of the peninsula. Arab geographers started to refer to the whole peninsula as Jazirat al-Arab, or the Peninsula of the Arabs. The railway was started in 1900 at the behest of the Ottoman Sultan Abdul Hamid II and was built largely by the Turks, with German advice and support. A public subscription was opened throughout the Islamic world to fund the construction. The railway was to be a waqf, an inalienable religious endowment or charitable trust. The major developments of the early 20th century were the Arab Revolt during World War I and the subsequent collapse and partitioning of the Ottoman Empire. The Arab Revolt, 1916–1918, was initiated by Sharif Hussein ibn Ali with the aim of securing independence from the ruling Ottoman Empire and creating a single unified Arab state spanning from Aleppo in Syria to Aden in Yemen. During World War I, Sharif Hussein entered into an alliance with the United Kingdom and France against the Ottomans in June 1916. These events were followed by the foundation of Saudi Arabia under King Abdulaziz ibn Saud. In 1902, ibn Saud had captured Riyadh. Continuing his conquests, Abdulaziz subdued Al-Hassa, Jabal Shamar, Hejaz between 1913 and 1926, founded the modern state of Saudi Arabia. The Saudis absorbed the Emirate of Asir, with their expansion only ending in 1934 after a war with Yemen. Two Saudi states were formed and controlled much of Arabia before ibn Saud was even born. Ibn Saud, however, established the third Saudi state. The second major development has been the discovery of vast reserves of oil in the 1930s. Its production brought great wealth to all countries of the region, with the exception of Yemen. The North Yemen civil war was fought in North Yemen between royalists of the Mutawakkilite Kingdom of Yemen and factions of the Yemen Arab Republic from 1962 to 1970. The war began with a coup d'état carried out by the Republican leader, Abdullah as-Salal, which dethroned the newly crowned Muhammad al-Badr and declared Yemen a republic under his presidency. The Imam escaped to the Saudi Arabian border and rallied popular support. The royalist side received support from Saudi Arabia, while the Republicans were supported by Egypt and the Soviet Union. Both foreign irregular and conventional forces were also involved. The Egyptian president, Gamal Abdel Nasser, supported the Republicans with as many as 70,000 troops. Despite several military moves and peace conferences, the war sank into a stalemate. Egypt's commitment to the war is considered to have been detrimental to its performance in the Six-Day War of June 1967, after which Nasser found it increasingly difficult to maintain his army's involvement and began to pull his forces out of Yemen. By 1970, King Faisal of Saudi Arabia recognized the republic and a truce was signed. Egyptian military historians refer to the war in Yemen as their Vietnam. In 1990, Iraq invaded Kuwait. The invasion of Kuwait by Iraqi forces led to the 1990–91 Gulf War. Egypt, Qatar, Syria, and Saudi Arabia joined a multinational coalition that opposed Iraq. Displays of support for Iraq by Jordan and Palestine resulted in strained relations between many of the Arab states. After the war, a so-called Damascus Declaration formalized an alliance for future joint Arab defensive actions between Egypt, Syria, and the GCC member states. The Arab Spring reached Yemen in January 2011. People of Yemen took to the street demonstrating against 3 decades of rule by President Ali Abdullah Saleh. The demonstration led to cracks in the ruling General People's Congress, GPC, and Saleh's Sanyuni clan. Saleh used tactics of concession and violence to save his presidency. After numerous attempts, Saleh accepted the Gulf Cooperation Council mediation. He eventually handed power to Vice President Hadi. He was sworn in as President of Yemen on February 25, 2012. He launched a national dialogue to address the new constitution, political and social issues. Saudi Arabia launched a military intervention in Yemen in March 2015. The famine in Yemen is the direct result of the military intervention and blockade of Yemen. The extraction and refining of oil and gas are the major industrial activities in the Arabian Peninsula. The region also has an active construction sector, with many cities reflecting the wealth generated by the oil industry. The service sector is dominated by financial and technical institutions, which, like the construction sector, mainly serve the oil industry. Traditional handicrafts such as carpet weaving are found in rural areas of Arabia. The Far East is a geographical region that includes East and Southeast Asia as well as the Russian Far East. The term Far East came into use in European geopolitical discourse in the 12th century, denoting the Far East as the farthest of the three Easts, beyond the Near East and the Middle East. Likewise, in Qing dynasty of the 19th and early 20th centuries the term Taixi, i.e., anything further west than the Arab world, was used to refer to the Western countries. Since the 1960s, both East and Southeast Asia respectively has become the most common term for the region in international mass media outlets.